to another video. A bit stressed out and a bit rushing because Tom's absolutely useless. We're on the dyno with his van, which is obviously, I don't know if you can see through the back window. We've only just got parts. We had the van running. It would fire, but then Tom got his hands on it and it wouldn't fire again. We have spent hours and hours and hours trying to figure out what it is. Whether it's something in the map, I don't know. I feel the injectors are stuck because we've primed the pump, put the pump on, and you can test the injector on the ECU by triggering it. And only cylinder 3 was basically spraying fuel out. So when we get to EFI parts, we're going to swap injectors out and hopefully the thing will fire again. If not, we're in the right place to get it fixed, to get some advice, to get some help, because you guys will know how it is. You kind of spend that much time looking at it, you can't see the wood through the trees. Fingers crossed the van can make some numbers and we'll see hopefully the 500 horsepower Tom wants. So we've just pulled in to get some fuel. This is the van. I introduced it to the channel what kind of the beginning of when I first started. So if you've not seen it, it's a Mark IV Astra van, Z20 LET, fully forged, low comp pistons, 2mm oversized valve cylinder heads, GT35 old school turbo. We've just finished putting ECU Masters Black on it. We're literally going to top up with some 99 because we're going to run on 99 with an octane booster. So we're all ready to rock and roll. We're on at 3:30. Fingers crossed we'll make it. We've just got to swap injectors over when we get there. I hope today goes to plan. Tom has been a good mate and he's supported me for years, pushing my car, helping me build the engines, doing all the machine work on the engines, because Tom is the main guy at Oldham Engines. Helped me for years and years, and this is my time to return the favour and help him get his project on the quarter mile, and fingers crossed get into some front wheel drive shootout drag racing this year. Where are we up to? Unfortunately I didn't film that section. Literally we've just unloaded the trailer. It's loaded onto the dyno. I don't know if you can see it in the background. We've had probably within an hour got the thing back running again. I had one setting wrong on the ECU, and as I said in the introduction, couldn't see the wood through the trees. You're just looking and looking and looking and you missed something, and unfortunately I missed it. But now Chris has found it, been through a few little checks, it's back running. So we're just loading it onto the dyno. So fingers crossed, it's all going to be successful. We're going to get the results we want. You shit yourself, Tom. You're crapping it, aren't you?
Yeah, fucking hell.
Started doing some low down driving, kind of like low down drivability stuff. Start applying some load on the dyno, not very much. We're finding we've got an issue with the throttle body. The TPS signal is jumping around because on your throttle body it has a D shaft which goes into a sensor, and it's a bit sloppy. So as you're pressing the accelerator, it's physically not doing anything, and then it's jumping back and not. So we're just fixing that with some tape, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can carry on. But so far, it's together, it's still running. I don't know if you can still hear that. Once this is done, I can tick it off the box. Tom's kind of ready to rock and roll for this season, and then it's onto mine with a twin engine to get that repaired, and on this dyno, fingers crossed, it's shortly in about 4 to 5 weeks time for me to get out racing this season. It has to go on there, mate. What? It has to go on, or it's an expensive paperweight. We've just kind of stopped the dyno. We've just had a discussion. What's happened is when we were building the van, we ended up buying 8 injectors from the States, which were 2200cc injectors, because I needed 4, Tom needed 4, so we ended up buying 8. But because they're so massive, they are becoming a effing nightmare to tune with. All part down, throttle's horrendous, it's just so bad, and it's lumpy as horrible to get it to run right. So with Chris being kind of the professional he is and wanting to get the best, because let's be honest, when you're at an event and you see the car out and it's running and and it's struggling, and you kind of know Chris has tuned it, he doesn't want that. He wants it to run, start and fire. That's just the professionalism of Chris, and he wants to do the job right. And technically, these injectors are not right. We're going to try and persevere through. We're going to try and make them work. We're going to try and just see if we can get them to go, because this technically is a sole drag car. It doesn't have to have drivability. It doesn't have to run nice. As long as it goes fast at full throttle, that's all that matters. Well, fingers crossed, Chris can work with them and he can get them to work. Let's see what happens. Outside to give an update. So far so good. We had a bit of a problem previously. Anyone who knows about going to dyno, you have to gap your plugs down because there's a thing of blowing the spark out. Do you close the gap on the spark plugs to make it obviously tinier so the spark doesn't start losing at high revs and high boost, because we're starting now to apply load and apply boost. We found out that there's a massive spring in the wastegate. It's not really optimal. We should really have a smaller one. Again, I think it was because we kind of put it together and then it's come apart and put together again. These little things have been picked up on and we're only finding out now. But once it's kind of tuned, we can kind of take it home, adjust a few things like the spring and play with the background boost control, so we've got some gradual boost control. If the lowest we can run is 20 psi, horrendous. So let's get it back inside and fingers crossed it'll start making some numbers. So, not gone to plan, all is not lost. We've got a list of jobs. Basically what we're finding is it's creating boost but then dropping off. We found it made 20 psi, dropped off. Then it would make 19 psi, dropped off. So we've either got a major boost leak, splitting a pipe, which is splitting like a silicone, a weld's failed on the intercooler, or there's a problem with the turbo. Technically the turbo's brand new, but again, I have had problems with turbos in the past. We don't know. The goal is to move forward is change the injectors, because as I've said previously, the injectors on the 2200 to 2 are absolutely massive, so we're going to change them down so it's a bit better to tune, a bit better to drive. We're going to sort that out. Do a smoke test on all the boosting system to see if there's any leaks. We're also going to check the turbo. It feels good, looks good, there's no play in it. We're going to check the oil feed to see if it's stalling. Who knows? We've got some work to do. Oh, and we've got a clicking CV joint which has got quite bad, but engine survived, car's running, electrics are all working as they should. Some you win, some you lose. For the first run out from a fresh build, from literally doing absolutely nothing to it, literally just putting it back together and off we pop, we've done all right. It could be a lot worse, so we're looking on the bright side. We're going to load the trailer now, we're going to call it an evening, and that's us. Disappointing, but we'll look on the bright side. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.